Good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch. And yes, it's morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm up. And I was thinking about the video I released yesterday, talking about my Sam's Club shopping haul, and how many carnivores might have noticed that it wasn't really heavy in expensive beef. I did mention that I might eat a couple of ribeyes over the next couple of weeks, but that's not what you hear from most carnivores. And I thought I'd talk just a little bit about the problem that these absurd beef prices are causing people in our community, and how it kind of accentuates the divide between different income levels of people or life situations, especially the older people, the retired people like me, who just simply don't have the kind of money to spend $1,000 a month on food to feed ourselves. And if you've got a family, it's getting tougher and tougher. It's one of the most often talked about subjects in the comments that I see, in a lot of the emails that I get from you. People telling me that they just can't do carnivore anymore. And I thought it would be a good idea for me to come on here and tell you what I'm doing, because whether I like to admit it or not, it's affected my own life and my own ability to stay on a lifestyle which I think saved my life, and I don't want to, and I'm not ready to give up. What compromises do you have to make? Can you still do carnivore in a healthy manner that the cost of what you eat now isn't going to make that much difference? Is it okay to eat more ground beef and less ribeyes? Do we have to worry about the fact that we can't afford the grass-fed, grass-finished beef that we buy from the regenerative ranchers that ship it to us? We can't deal with bulk purchases. And even then, last price I heard for buying a share in a whole cow was $13, $14 a pound average. We watch the main carnivore influencers on YouTube, and what do we see? We see them eating fabulously expensive cuts of meat. I'm not saying that people can't afford it, because if they couldn't afford to feed themselves at home with the cost of really high quality beef these days, nobody would ever go out to eat, because even going to McDonald's costs a fortune these days. And a lot of us, we don't go out to eat. Maybe we started eating primarily at home because that's all we could afford to do. My grocery haul yesterday had a lot of chicken thighs. The cheapest thing you can find to eat. $1.25 a pound for chicken thighs, as opposed to $20 a pound for ribeye. Now, if my meal consisted of 1 pound, that means, well, you do the math. I could eat for a week on what it costs to have 1 ribeye if I just ate the chicken thighs instead. At least for 1 meal a day. It's a concession that I've made. I eat bacon and eggs, which at today's prices haven't changed much. Egg prices have come way down, and eggs are incredibly nutritious. I eat frozen hamburger patties instead of ribeyes, as long as they're 100% beef, I think, and good quality. I think they're adequate from a nutrition standpoint, and I can certainly afford to eat a pound at a meal. And that costs you about 1/4 what a ribeye would cost. There are cheaper cuts of meat, like chuck, but in my experiments, the best thing I've ever found to do with chuck, as much as I've tried, and even though I've found some tasty recipes, tons of slow cooking and preparation, a lot of work, and disappointing results. And I found, for me, it was cheaper and easier and basically the same outcome to throw frozen hamburger patties in my air fryer. Less cleanup, less work, less time. I can prepare a whole meal in 10 minutes. So I've kind of settled into that. My carnivore lifestyle now consists of a lot of bacon and eggs, chicken thighs, ground beef patties. Occasionally I'll make something else like a chuck roast. And at least 1 or 2 meals a week I get from fish. And that's going to be more expensive. I eat the frozen wild-caught salmon fillets that I buy from Sam's. That costs about $12 a pound. I eat some, but not very much, smoked salmon as a treat. That costs about $14 a pound. But I'm not going to eat a whole pound of those things at a meal. So I'm doing carnivore now, basically living on chicken thighs, which I cook in the air fryer with the skin on, that have plenty of fat. They're wonderfully tasty. I really love them. And they cost $1.25 a pound. The cheapest thing you could do. Bacon, it's about $5 a pound now. So if I eat a half a pound of bacon and 6 eggs, it's still a cheap meal, but I get everything I need. Nothing I'm eating triggers any addictions, which you know is an important factor for me. And I'm completely satisfied. And believe it or not, I don't really miss the ribeyes. So I can be happy with maybe once a week eating a nice ribeye. It keeps my cost of food total below $300 a month. So I figure, if it's good enough for old Mitch, let me just tell everybody else what I'm doing. So if they're in the same boat I am, don't want to spend $1,000 to $2,000 a month just to feed myself, they won't feel bad. They won't feel sorry for themselves. They'll just do what you have to do, maintain the healthy lifestyle, try to make it as enjoyable as you can. And I'm here to tell you, That's perfectly fine. It's even easier because these foods are so quick and easy to fix. One thing about this lifestyle is the obsession over variety just goes away because you're getting all the nourishment you need. And I use that as a cue to know when I'm not getting the nourishment, because that's when my mind starts to crave some variety. But as long as I'm perfectly happy, don't feel deprived of anything, just eating that small range of inexpensive food, I know it's doing its job. So I just throw that out there this morning, little observation. Now it's time. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Time for me to start my day. Turn on Kiltsy and watch for a while, and then get ready for my live stream. So I will see you all there. Take the rest of the day off and eat meat. Whatever meat you can comfortably afford.